My recent calls for civility and decorum in this chamber were met by a great resistance by some. So I've taken some time to reflect on the past several weeks, remembering the words of former Bishop Ken Utner, who taught me, every criticism, no matter how harsh, always comes with at least a grain of truth. In my search for that truth, I came to realize that I must have lacked some communication skills, a skill needed to fully explain what I meant by the words civility and decorum. Today, I will try to correct that error. Mr. President, as I grew up, I taught my children two very important lessons in life. Rule number one, everything you do in life, you do by choice. Everything you say, everything you do by your own choice. Rule number two, there are no exceptions to rule number one. While you can't pick the path of a tornado, and you can't choose the spot where lightning strikes, you choose how you respond. With each choice, sometimes good, sometimes not so good, comes a consequence. You can choose to shout from the front steps of the Capitol building. You can choose to shout from the rooftop of the Senate office building. You can choose to stand on the floor of this very chamber, shout your lungs out, and they'll give you 5 minutes to do it. The real question is, why? What do you hope to gain? Facebook clicks? My call for civility and decorum isn't only about the shouting, Mr. President. It's also about what is being shouted. The irony wasn't lost on us that my last call for decorum was met with a furious, shouted rebuttal. A rebuttal self-described as shrieking. Not my words, Mr. President. A response which then spilled outside this chamber and linked into a fundraising social media post. A post on a manufactured narrative in which the senator confuses the call for civility for tone shaming, and that decorum means that women's voices are being silenced. Just not true. The true shame is that the lie is being used to raise money. Shameful indeed. No, Mr. President, the only person yelled at to be silent was me, as I sat here at this desk on the chamber. Shut up and mind your business, I was told. Literally. Now, I know that senator to be a very good person and a person of true faith. Those words were spoken in the heat of battle. They can and will be forgiven. Our work together will go on just as it did before. Our other words, less forgivable words, unprovoked, deliberate, mean-spirited, and well-practiced, have broken a sacred trust. That's a horrible consequence in this line of work. I made it quite clear, as recorded in the journal, that the senator in question has a constitutional right to say whatever the heck she like. Like other members, not just women senators, not just Democrat senators, as was wrongly claimed that I had ignored, she chose her provocative words carefully. Words mean things, and mean words have consequences. It matters little which side of the center aisle those harmful words are spoken. There will be times when we stand up to defend our honor. There recently came such a moment for the senator from the 13th district. She spoke to defend herself, and she was in the right. My call for civility doesn't mean we shy away from the tough issues of the day or that we fail to speak truth to power. My point has been and will continue to be, if you want to know me, ask me. It always seemed a reasonable request, but inside this chamber, please don't prejudge me by the color of my skin. Don't prejudge me by my gender. Don't presume to assign any sort of motive to my votes based on people I never met. Mr. President, we all chose to be part of this legislature, this august body that we call the Michigan Senate. We are equal in this chamber, no person higher than the next. Every person equal, our couriers, our Senate police, our policy staff, our own staff, and yes, even we duly elected members. This is a noble institution. I feel humbled every single day to be part of it. I intend to defend the honor of this institution. I will make it my duty to stand up every single session day, if required, to call for decorum, now hopefully better described. And with that, I ask for my call for civility again to be recorded in today's journal.